The year is 2030. Puerto Rico, as an autonomous province of Spain, outline of the transformation and global achievements 1. The transition to autonomy, 2025, 2028. Referendum and petition movement, 2025, 2026. A people-led petition movement, largely fueled by Puerto Ricans on the island and across the diaspora, gains global traction. With support from Spanish officials, Puerto Rican civic leaders, and diaspora communities, the call for Autonomía con España becomes an international discussion. Trigovernmental Agreement, 2027. After negotiations between the governments of the United States, Spain, and Puerto Rico, an official treaty ends U.S. territorial control. Spain welcomes Puerto Rico as its 18th Comunidad Autónoma, with a framework modeled after the Canary Islands and Catalonia. Ratification of the Statute of Autonomy, 2028. A locally drafted Estatuto de Autonomía Boricua is approved by both the Spanish Parliament and Puerto Rican voters. It guarantees cultural preservation, indigenous rights recognition, language protections, and full participation in Spanish and EU institutions. 2. Puerto Rico's accomplishments on the world stage, 2028, 2030. Universal services and social advancement healthcare. Puerto Rico implements universal public healthcare under Spain's Sistema Nacional de Salud, eliminating medical bankruptcies and drastically improving health outcomes, including infant mortality and cancer treatment access. Education. Puerto Rican students now study tuition-free at Spanish and EU universities. New bilingual public schools emphasize Spanish, English, and Taíno cultural history. Housing. Urban renewal. With Spanish and EU infrastructure funding, formerly neglected urban centers like Ponce, Mayagüez, and Loíza are revitalized. Affordable housing programs displace gentrification and return land to local communities. Economic and trade success. EU single market access. Puerto Rico now exports rum, coffee, pharmaceuticals, and high-tech components directly to the European Union tariff-free, leading to an economic boom. Renewable energy hub. Spain's investment in solar and wind energy transforms Puerto Rico into the Caribbean's first majority renewable energy island by 2030. Tourism boom. Branded as La Perla del Caribe, bajo la corona, Puerto Rico becomes a luxury and cultural tourism powerhouse, offering both Caribbean warmth and European-level services. Official recognition of the Taíno people. Spain formally recognizes Puerto Ricans as an indigenous people, protecting sacred lands and funding the creation of a Museo Nacional Taíno in Utuado. Cultural renaissance. With full cultural control, Puerto Rican artists, writers, and musicians are now part of Spain's Ministry of Culture, leading to global acclaim in film, literature, and visual arts. EU parliamentary representation. Puerto Rico now holds seats in the European Parliament and the Spanish Senate, providing the island a global diplomatic voice for the first time. Diaspora voting rights restored. Puerto Ricans living in the U.S. and elsewhere regain full voting rights in Puerto Rican and Spanish elections, reversing decades of disenfranchisement. Peace diplomacy leader. Puerto Rico leads Caribbean mediation efforts on climate migration, coordinating with Latin America, the EU, and the UN. In 2030, Puerto Rico is no longer a forgotten colony or a political football. It is a respected, thriving, self-governing Comunidad Autónoma of Spain, with restored dignity, global economic access, and cultural freedom. Puerto Rico now stands proud on the world stage, not as a territory, but as a bridge between the Americas and Europe, and as a voice for indigenous justice, sustainability, and Caribbean unity. Puerto Rico, open your eyes, subscribe, like, share, and press the notification bell for more content. See you soon.